Picture this. You're standing right in the middle of a futuristic NASA mission control room. Surrounding you are just thousands of glowing digital screens. You've got hundreds of astronauts, satellites, weather stations, and rockets, all beaming these massive, continuous streams of information back to Earth every single second. It's a gorgeous, chaotic waterfall of data. But seriously, how on earth do scientists organize millions of incoming data points without getting completely overwhelmed? How do they keep it all straight? Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unlock the secret control room of mathematics to find out exactly how they pull it off.
So you gotta wonder, what do artificial intelligence, NASA missions, the robotics industry, your absolute favorite video games, and the Google Maps app on your phone all have in common? You might think it's just coding, right? Or batteries, or some highly advanced microchip. But no, they all actually run on one secret mathematical language: matrices. That is the engine driving our modern world, and by the end of this explainer, you're gonna know exactly how to read and write this language.
All right, so what exactly is a matrix? Basically, it's a rectangular arrangement of numbers placed neatly in rows and columns. I want you to think of it kind of like a highly organized spreadsheet where every single number has its own fixed assigned seat. It really is the ultimate control panel. Instead of numbers just floating around randomly in space, a matrix traps them into this perfect grid, which allows mathematicians and computer scientists to organize and manipulate massive amounts of data with extreme precision. Now, to master the matrix, you first have to understand its grid. We have rows on one side and columns on the other. Rows are the horizontal lines of numbers, and columns are the vertical lines. And hey, if you ever get confused, just use this super simple memory trick. Rows run, columns climb. Just imagine a track star running horizontally across the ground. Those are your rows. Now imagine a rock climber scaling a vertical wall. Those are your columns. Rows run, columns climb. And because every matrix is a grid, we describe its overall size using something called its order. It's incredibly simple. You literally just count the rows and then count the columns. So if a matrix has 2 rows and 3 columns, its order is simply 2 by 3. And we write that as 2 times 3. The row number always comes first. This order tells you exactly how big your mathematical control panel really is.
Inside the Matrix Museum, discovering the types.
Let's take a quick field trip through the futuristic Matrix Museum. Every room here holds a unique, specialized type of matrix that performs a totally different job. First up, we have the row matrix. It has only one row. Think of it as a single horizontal shelf holding numbers. Next is the column matrix. Just one column, kind of like a vertical elevator carrying numbers. Then the square matrix, where rows perfectly equal columns, exactly like a square chessboard. Moving down the hall, we see the zero matrix. It's exactly what it sounds like. Every single seat is a zero, an entirely empty classroom. Then there's the diagonal matrix, where numbers only exist on the main diagonal line, like a glowing laser cutting across the grid, while everything else is zero. And finally, we reach the VIP room, the identity matrix. It looks like a diagonal matrix, but every number on that diagonal is exactly the number 1. This is the VIP because multiplying by the identity matrix changes absolutely nothing. It acts exactly like the number 1 in regular math.
Now, you might be thinking, why go through the trouble of categorizing all these? Well, imagine trying to solve equations with not just an x and a y, but literally thousands of variables. Which, by the way, is exactly what computers do every day. Writing them out repeatedly by hand would be a messy nightmare. Instead, matrices take those chaotic linear equations and organize them beautifully into 3 simple grids: a coefficient matrix, a variable matrix, and a constant matrix. What would take pages of messy algebra gets condensed into one sleek, elegant line: AX equals B. It's brilliant.
Mastering matrix operations: addition, subtraction, and scalars.
Okay, it's time to actually push some buttons on these control panels. Let's look at addition and subtraction. The strict rule here is matching orders. Adding or subtracting matrices is exactly like snapping together identical Lego boards. You can only snap them together if they are the exact same size. A 2 by 2 matrix can only be added to another 2 by 2 matrix. If the orders match, all you do is add or subtract the numbers that sit in the exact same matching seats. Top left adds to top left, bottom right subtracts from bottom right, seat by seat. And that's it.
Next up, we have scalar multiplication. A scalar is really just a fancy math term for a single number sitting outside the matrix, acting as a magic amplifier. The rule here is super simple. Multiply everybody. If you have a scalar of 3 outside a matrix, that 3 enters the matrix and multiplies every single element inside. It scales the entire matrix up. Every single number gets tripled. It's honestly incredibly satisfying. The multiplication climax, the handshake rule.
All right, take a deep breath. We've mastered the basics, and now we've reached the main event of our operations, the boss battle, if you will, matrix multiplication. Now, you can't just multiply any two matrices together. Step 1 is kind of like the bouncer at the door. The number of columns in your first matrix must exactly equal the number of rows in your second matrix. Think of them like puzzle pieces. If the edges don't match, you can't force them together. But if they do match, you move to step 2, the golden rule. Rows shake hands with columns. You don't just multiply matching seats. Instead, the entire first row of matrix A reaches out and shakes hands with the entire first column of matrix B. You multiply those corresponding numbers, add them up, and boom, that's your new seat value. Rows shake hands with columns.
And because of that totally unique handshake rule, we run into a really fascinating quirk. AB is usually not equal to BA. Matrix multiplication is not commutative. In normal, everyday math, 2 times 3 is the exact same as 3 times 2, right? But with matrices, because the rows of the first meet the columns of the second, reversing the order changes everything. Reversing the puzzle pieces creates a completely different picture. So remember, order absolutely matters.
Real-world matrix magic, powering the modern world.
So we know the rules, we know the types, and we know the operations. Let's look at how these grids actually run our everyday technology. When an artificial intelligence is trained, it's quite literally just processing giant matrices of data. When Google Maps calculates the fastest route to your house, it's solving matrix equations. That perfectly curated Netflix recommendation queue? Giant matrices predicting your behavior. In video games, every single time a 3D character moves, rotates, or scales, it's just a matrix multiplication happening in real time. Robot arm movements on assembly lines, satellite image processing at NASA, even the portrait mode blurring on your smartphone camera, matrices are doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes.
The Ultimate Matrix Challenge, interactive quiz.
Okay, I've done a lot of talking, so now it's time to challenge you. We're going to do a rapid-fire interactive matrix challenge to lock in everything you've just learned. I'm going to ask a question, give you a brief second, and I want you to literally shout out the answer. Ready? Let's go. First question. A matrix has exactly 1 row and 5 columns. What is it called? Think back to our museum tour. Got it? Yes, it is a row matrix because it only has 1 shelf. Next question. Which matrix acts exactly like the number 1 in multiplication? Remember the VIP room we visited? What was it called? That's right, the identity matrix. The diagonal filled entirely with 1s.
Question 3, and heads up, this is a tricky one. Can a 2x3 matrix be added to a 3x2 matrix? Think about the Lego boards. Do they match perfectly? The answer is no way. Addition requires the orders to be perfectly identical, and a 2x3 definitely does not fit exactly over a 3x2. Final quiz question, testing the ultimate boss battle rule. During matrix multiplication, who meets whom? What's the handshake rule? Say it with me. Rows meet columns, or rows shake hands with columns. Excellent job. If you got those, you've officially grasped the core mechanics of matrices. Let's lock this into memory one last time with a super quick rapid-fire revision. Rows run horizontally, columns climb vertically. Square matrices have equal dimensions, the zero matrix is completely empty, the diagonal matrix has that single laser path of numbers, the identity matrix is our VIP filled with 1s. For addition and subtraction, you need the exact same order. And for multiplication, rows always shake hands with columns. Which brings us to our final thought. You've walked the museum, you've mastered the operations, and you totally passed the challenge. You now hold the secret keys to the mathematical control panels that are currently powering artificial intelligence, space exploration, and our entire digital world. This math isn't just numbers on a page, guys. It is literally the source code of the future. So the only question left for you is, what are you going to build with them? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.